There is one mistake that cost me more time and more money than literally anything else I've done thus far in my journey. And the crazy part is I still see people doing it every single day. So I started back in June of 2023 doing digital marketing, and here we are. I'm filming this. It is September of 2024. So I'm going to break it down for you. I'm going to give you the top 10 mistakes that I've made so you can literally try to avoid them, okay? But first, what's up? If you're new here, I'm Ashley Robbins. I chat all the things about growing your business, growing your gram, and growing your bank account. And I would love for you to hit the subscribe button so we can hang out a little bit longer, okay? Number one is you need to stop overthinking your product. I'm so sorry. My writing is terrible on the iPad with this pencil. And I think the biggest roadblock a lot of people have with creating their own digital product is they start overthinking and overanalyzing everything, and then they get to this point where they're just like, I don't know what to do, and it almost like self-sabotages them from going any further. Like, it's crazy. Like, people think that you need to go to school to teach what you're doing, and you need to have degrees, and it's not it, okay? You don't have to, right? As long as you're 10 steps ahead of the next person, you can be a resource to them. You can 100% be an amazing resource to that person and teach them everything that you've learned this far, okay? So like, it's not going to be perfect, okay? Like, done is better than perfect. You can tweak it and like it'll flow. As you grow, your products are going to grow, and that is totally okay, okay? Start small, get the feedback from your customers, and then improve over time, right? Okay, number two was not building an audience as I built my product. Okay, so for some reason I thought in my brain that I needed to grow this in huge following before I launched. I had this in my brain that I was like, okay, no, I need to build this audience, this huge audience, and then I'll launch. But that's not the case. So if I could go back and talk to myself now, I would say, while you're building your digital product, start building your audience, okay? Because not only are you going to like really let them behind the scene and let them into your life and get to know, like, as you build this out, they're gonna almost have like an insider look, okay? Like in your stories on Instagram, it's going to be great. And then as you're building, you're also building the hype for your product for when it does launch. Okay? Absolutely insane for me now to like not take my audience behind the scenes as I build a product, okay? You don't need 10,000 followers to launch a digital product. You just don't. It's like not a thing now. So like literally, if you take nothing else away from this, start building your social medias, your audience right now. Right now. Even as you're starting, even as you're brainstorming, it's a great place to get feedback together. Sometimes I'll throw like a little story up and I'll be like, hey, what do you guys think about this? And then I'll get that feedback and I'll like use it to sort of implement into my product. Number three is not doing market research. So this is a problem for a couple of reasons because, okay, so maybe you have this idea and you're finally done overthinking it, but like, is it actually going to sell and be profitable is your next kind of hurdle you need to get over. And that's where market research comes in. Like, are people actually going to pay you for this product? Okay. Before you create anything, or like before you like really go ham and go at it, like start reaching out to people. Like, even if you don't have an audience on social media right now, like there are people in your life that would probably fit into your ideal customer base. Ask them. Get on the phone calls. It's going to feel uncomfortable, but it's going to validate your idea. It's going to sell a hell of a lot better for you if you do it, okay? Promise. Number four is I didn't know clear offer. So for some reason, I thought that when you hit the digital marketing space and I started launching my own digital products, I need to have like 10 different offers. And in fact, it actually does the opposite of what I thought it would be. I'd be like, okay, if I have 10 offers and then like so many people are going to buy all these offers, that's going to be like an insane amount of income, right? But in fact, it does the opposite because confused people will not buy. Confused people will not buy. So if I could go back now, and you can see it in my content now, like I focus on two main core offers. But if I was just starting from scratch, I've never did this before, I would focus on one core offer until that was successful, and then I would start branching out, okay? Y'all, with the 75 links in your stand store and you're wondering why you're not making any sales, that's why, okay? People aren't going to buy when you have like 85 different things. They're going to just feel overwhelmed. They're going to click out and like it's going to be like, peace out, Girl Scout. You know what I mean? Like they're never coming back because they're just like, whoa, that's way too much. I don't even know what to click on. Number 5 is a biggie for me. So this would be what I like to call shiny object syndrome. We all get it. And I got it busted big time, yeah. with digital products. Okay, so when I launched my first digital product, it was a beginner's guide to doing user-generated content creation, which is what I was doing at the time, and it was something that I had a bunch of people asking me about. So I was like, you know what? This is it. This is my digital product. This is my in, and we're going to go ham on it. And it was amazing. I sold it for, I believe it started out at $47, and I bumped it to $67 once I knew it was going to sell and there was an audience for it. And I made over $11,000 that first month, okay? Here's where it went a little south, okay? After that first month, and I'm gonna say even halfway through launching that product into that month, MRR came on the scene, okay? Master resale rights, if you don't know what that is. Basically, it's where you buy a course and you have the ability to resell it. And so I saw people making insane money from that, like way more than what I did with my low ticket digital product, and I got shiny object syndrome so bad. And so I bought this MRR course thinking, oh my gosh, this is going to be amazing. I'm going to be a freaking millionaire, blah, blah, blah. And it was good. I'm not going to lie, it was good. But then it fizzled out. And so now thinking back, being like a year and a half into this thing, I'm like, why, Ashley, didn't you just focus on, you already had such a good beginner base starter point for your digital product. If I would have let that grow over like 6 months, I could have scaled that to the moon. Now, instead, I got shiny object syndrome, and I was paying more attention to what other people were doing than what I should have been doing. And so that is mistake number 5, was getting shiny object syndrome and not just staying in my lane, putting my head down and going to work on what was already working. Okay. I see this happens so often too with people. So number 6 is no automations. Okay, so when I started out and I had that low ticket digital product, I had no flipping clue what ManyChat was. It was like almost taboo to talk about, and it was really hard to find any information on at the time. Everybody was like gatekeeping it, which was like icky to me. But basically I had no idea how to post a reel, have somebody comment a keyword, and then they would get a link or, you know, an opt-in or something like that. So I didn't have any of that built into my funnel, which was really overwhelming and took a long time for me to like sit down and like manually respond to all these people who were like waiting for the link or waiting for whatever I was offering them. But like, because I had to manually do it and there was no automation there, it was taking way longer. Okay. So generally speaking, when you have automation in place on Instagram, you post a reel with a call to action for a keyword. The keyword shoots them off the link that they need into their DMs, where they can go, they can either opt into your email list, they can check out your sales page, and hopefully in one of those ways you're going to make the money. I didn't have any of that. So if you don't have automations in your business right now, you're missing out on a huge ton of passive income, because people can't just come in while you're asleep and get on your email list, because you actually have to be there to manually do it. Number 7 is social proof. I, for some reason, just didn't think that social proof was beneficial. Like, I knew it was beneficial. I bet let's back that up. I knew it was beneficial, but I didn't realize how pivotal it was to the success or the not success of your product, okay? Because if you don't have testimonials, like, you think about it, you go to Amazon and you're gonna buy, like, I have a microphone right here. I'm not using it for some reason today, but I have a microphone. So when I went to buy this microphone, guess what I did? I went down and I read the testimonials of other people who had bought the microphone before me. I wanted to know if it was a good product. I wanted to know if anyone had issues with it. I wanted to know all the things, right? Same thing happens with digital products. If you don't have any testimonials for people to go and read and look at before they buy, you're going to lose a lot of people, because I'm not going to get into it today, but there's a lot of different buyer types, and some buyer types are really the type that need to read all the things, right? They need to read the testimonials to know that your product is good and valuable and it's going to actually solve their problem. I really want to stress that you need to get testimonials, okay? You need to do this in whatever way possible. Like as soon as someone buys whatever you're offering, I want you to follow up with them, make sure they've gone through it all, make sure they're getting good results, and then I want you to ask them for a testimonial. Now, in the beginning, if they're not coming in organically, maybe you could offer like a free coffee or something, maybe a discount on a future product to them or something like that in exchange for a testimonial. But I really need to stress the point that social proof will make or break your business. All right, number 8 is upsells. And as a beginner in digital products, I had no flipping idea what this was. So if you are a beginner, it is okay. But it's definitely something you should look into and start like kind of thinking about in the back of your brain. So basically an upsell is when someone buys your product. So for example, my feature offer right now is Couch to Cash Flow. It's a 30-day step-by-step guide on how to take beginners to basically creating, launching, and making money with your first digital product, low ticket digital product, okay? On the piggyback of that, so if you were to go right now and purchase that course, you will see a one-time offer for the freebie formula. And the freebie formula is basically a little upsell that's like $17 that just kind of piggybacks on top of that initial purchase, where it's going to teach you all about how to create a good converting lead magnet for your digital product. That goes really, really well together, right? That makes sense, okay? So in the beginning, I didn't have any upsells because, again, I was just getting started. But as you start to grow and learn, and you're going to see where else people are kind of struggling, like inside of Couch to Cash Flow, I teach about having a lead magnet or having a freebie and all that stuff. So people are probably going to wonder, okay, well, like, how do I make a freebie that's people are going to actually want to opt into? And so that became a very easy and almost like upsell for me to add on to Couch to Cash Flow. And it might not seem like a lot, like $17 doesn't really seem like a lot, but if you're adding $17 on like 50% of the orders that are coming in on your first digital product, that can add up. For this particular one, for me, I would say like 80% of people get the freebie formula with Couch to Cash Flow. Not even joking. That's number 8, is utilizing upsells. It's going to create a bigger order value for you and more revenue in your business. Okay, so number 9 is a launch plan, or my lack thereof of launch plan, I should say, because when I first started this, I literally put it up in my link in bio and I was like, yeah, people are going to buy it, right? No, that's not how it works. Okay. You need to actually have some sort of a thing to get it out into the world. You need to start hyping it up. You need to, you could have a pre-launch, you could have a beta launch, you could have a launch strategy, you could have different, types of launches. You could do it just to your email list. You could do it just to your Instagram. So many different ways, but you need to have one. Okay. When you're launching a digital product, I am actually in the midst of launching Couch to Cash Flow as you're watching this. Like we just did pre-launch. And now we're in, which is where like you would do like early bird pricing if you're wondering. So I had like early bird pricing where if you got in for 48 hours, you got it at like the lowest ever discount that it'll ever be. And then now it's in launch pricing, okay? Or this is the launch. And then when it's off launch, it'll settle into its like regular price. And so that's kind of how you like build the hype and get people to purchase, is like you say like, look, this is awesome, blah, blah, blah. This is what I'm offering. And it's going to be this price for this long, etc. Okay, so number 10 is I didn't have any sort of really great follow-up plan. And so now looking back, like fortune is in the follow-up, okay? If you're not following up with people, you're losing a crap ton of money because people need a crap ton of touch points before they buy. They need like something crazy like 12 touch points before they're actually going to buy from you, which is insane if you think about it. But it makes sense, right? So you think like you come across somebody on Instagram and you're like, yeah, that kind of sounds like it's like what I would want, but like I need to feel this girl out a little bit more. And so that's pretty much what they're doing. And so that's what you need to do in a follow-up plan. And so you can do this through like email automation. You can do this through like Instagram automation. My favorite is like probably just like an email sequence where you can put them in, nurture them for a few days, and then you can put them into another sequence that'll eventually lead up to hopefully purchase your product. And so you need to follow up with people. Even in the beginning days when you don't have a ton of people like reaching out, if you have anyone interested in like your product, shoot them a little DM. Just say like, hey, I saw you commented on my product, yada, yada, yada. Like, don't make it salesy and icky, but like, follow up with people. Like, people want to get to know, like, and trust you, okay? And this is a bonus. This is the biggie that we talked about in the beginning. Bonus number 11, and that is giving up too soon. Like I said, I got shiny object syndrome and I gave up on my low ticket digital product. If I would have stuck to it and really freaking drilled that sucker home, I could only imagine where I'd be today with it. Like, I actually kicked myself in the butt so much. Like, why? Anyway, my takeaway here for you is that even if you haven't got any like crazy results like I did in the first month, like you shouldn't expect insane results right away, okay? And if you don't see them, I find like a lot of people will just give up. They'll quit. They'll think like, oh, my product isn't worth anything. And like, no, like even IG Sales Academy, which is my like featured product for quite a while, like I had to good like 6 months of talking about that before it started making me like the daily sales that it does now. It's not something that's just going to happen all overnight, right? So please don't give up. Once you put your hard work in, you just need to have faith in it. Like sit down, hunker down and be like, no, I know I did my best work in this. I know it's going to help someone. I just need to believe in it. Okay. Digital products take time to like gain traction basically, right? So stick with it. You need to learn from your mistakes and grow with it and like just keep going. Okay. I saw this quote and it's so simple, but it's like, you can't lose if you don't give up. You cannot lose if you don't give up. Cool? And there you have it. There's my 10 with a bonus mistakes that I made with digital products. Hopefully you can learn from them and skip all of these hiccups. Hopefully it'll help you keep your head down. And I would love to hear if you've made any mistakes to make me feel better in the comments below. And I will see you next time. Bye.